I'm not surprised, I'm just, like, perplexed. What's up, everybody? My name is Patrick. I'm a husband, I'm a dad, I'm a worship pastor at a church, and I own my own tech company. So I love to talk about gear, review gear, and use gear, and I love sharing my life with you, so welcome to another video. And today's video I've been waiting to do for quite some time. You see, when it comes to accessories, Apple is notoriously form over function. Let me give you an example. Apple has a Bluetooth mouse. They actually have a Bluetooth trackpad and a Bluetooth mouse called the Magic Mouse. Now the Magic Mouse is beautiful. It's got these glass features as opposed to a plasticky feel. It looks like one button, but it right clicks and it left clicks and it has all of these gesture options inside of the mouse. It's beautiful, it works perfectly, it pairs with your devices seamlessly, but there's a problem. Do we have to keep changing the batteries in the mouse? No, you can charge it right through a lightning port built onto the mouse, but that lightning port is in the bottom of the mouse. So if your mouse, your Magic Mouse from Apple runs out of battery, you literally have to turn it on its side, plug a cable into the bottom of it, and it's virtually unusable, which is so different than my Logitech mouse. Let me show you. You see, this is my Logitech mouse. It's Bluetooth, it can connect to multiple devices, it's got all these buttons and all these controls. A lot of people love this mouse. And the USB-C charging port is right on the front of it. So if this thing runs out of battery, I can plug it right in and still use the thing, and my workflow isn't interrupted. The Magic Mouse from Apple could not be more different. If the Magic Mouse runs out of battery, you have to essentially turn the mouse on its side, plug the lightning cable into the bottom, and then you can't use the mouse. And you know, at some point during research and development, someone said, hey, listen, if you guys want to make this a rechargeable mouse, if you want to make it charge via lightning port, I can't find a way to keep it this skinny, but put the port on the side, the back, or the front. It's got to be on the bottom.
Hilarious.
And someone said, you know what? The users are just gonna have to get used to that. And Apple, to your credit, a lot of times you're right. We as users adjust a lot of the time to what Apple does. When they put USB-C ports all over their portable machines, and now their desktops, we went, well, what about USB-A? And what about, do you remember when we used to use FireWire? Anybody? Do you remember that? Well, now people have just adapted. And Apple does this really great thing. They don't put a lot of, well, in my opinion, they should put more thought into their accessories, but Apple says, no, other companies, third-party companies will do that. And it's beautiful because when Apple releases a product, all of these companies dream up every idea Apple didn't have to do something different with Apple products. So you're sitting there looking at an iPhone with a lightning port. People have turned that into a portable mixer, an audio interface, a microscope, all sorts of monitors and different camera apps and all sorts of things for these devices that Apple has created. So they're focusing on their flagship hardware and they're saying, here's a couple of dongles to help you out, but other companies are creating these great accessories that you can use with your Apple products. And the iPad is no different. You see, a while ago, I bought oh my gosh, I can't even remember what it's called. I totally knew the name the whole time. It's the Apple Magic Keyboard for the iPad.
We did it!
So now, I would never buy this product. Why? When the Magic Keyboard for the iPad was released, it was $300. Gasp. $300. Way too expensive. Unbelievably, remarkably too expensive. But one of the technicians I do some work with every once in a while, he shot me a text. He said, hey, do you have an iPad? And I said, of course I have an iPad. And he said, the Magic Keyboard from Apple is now $200. Now, $100 off, that's a huge difference. And it made me kind of think, maybe I do want to try one of these out. So I bought the Magic Keyboard from Apple for my iPad. Now listen, I returned it. I returned it. And I returned it for a few different reasons. One of those being, I didn't find the trackpad something, I didn't use the trackpad very often. I didn't find it to be something that I would frequently use while using my iPad. And that's one of the main reasons why you buy a Magic Keyboard. So that trackpad, I've kept finding myself just touching the screen because that's what I was used to doing. I loved the way the keyboard felt. I loved the design. It has that sleek Apple design that they are known for. Apple makes amazing, beautiful products. But that form over function place that Apple finds itself in, I just couldn't get past it. You see, I'm sitting there, I'm looking at a keyboard that my iPad just latches to. Amazing. I'm looking at keys that my fingers, I wish my MacBook Pro's keyboard felt like the keyboard on the Magic Keyboard for my iPad. The trackpad was really nice, adding that functionality, the way it just syncs seamlessly with whatever iPad you're using as long as you have the right version. All of that was beautiful, but you couldn't just simply move beyond what the Magic Keyboard was designed to do. And what it was designed to do was suspend your iPad in the air, and all you could do is like tilt it back that much and tilt it forward this much. And it's basically trying to make your iPad into a laptop. Now, a lot of people do that, and I think if that's what you want to do, I think that's a great idea. I'm always going to revert back to my laptop when it comes to using pro apps and really getting work done. But my iPad, I like to travel with me, and I like having that keyboard functionality, but I need those keyboard cases to do a little bit more than especially for $300. It's like when you sit on a plane and you're like, time to relax, and you hit the button and you're just like, click. Now I'm relaxing. Oh, better bring that seat up, click. That's all the Magic Keyboard for my iPad from Apple would do. So I decided to go function over form, and I bought the Logitech, I don't need you anymore. So I bought the Logitech SLIM. This is not a video sponsored by Logitech, by the way. I got the Logitech mouse over here. I got the Logitech case. I bought this Logitech SLIM Folio Pro for my iPad. And I'm using the original 11-inch iPad Pro. And there's actually a few reasons why I like this over the iPad Magic Keyboard. Let's talk first of all about price. $200, $100 off from that $300 price point, that's great. For the Magic Keyboard for the iPad, $50 for this case right here. Such a difference, right? You're saving quite a bit of money. This is not sexy. It's not as sexy as the Magic Keyboard, but it has a bunch of function over form that I'm really into. Number one, before we even open this iPad case, look at this little flap right here. Open this flap up, it holds my Apple Pencil in place. On the Magic Keyboard, you didn't have any of that. The Apple Pencil would obviously magnetize to the iPad. There was no flap. There was no flap to keep it secure. But also, when you have your Apple Pencil attached to the iPad, it is charging from the iPad, thus using battery life of the iPad. What if you don't want that to happen? Well, pull this flap back. It's way easier every time I do this, but once I turn the camera on, of course, I have a hard time. There you go. I push the I push the pencil through that little flap, close this guy, and it's not going to magnetize. Thus, it will not take battery life from my iPad while it is charging, or while it's in that flap. Not charging, I should say. Really, really nice feature. I open this guy up, and yes, it has that standard, like I'm using the iPad in a like a laptop. No trackpad. That's where you save a ton of money with this device. But guess what else you can do? You can keep it attached to the keyboard case, and you can flip it this way. And it knows that, and it makes the typing keyboard here disappear if you do any typing when it's flipped back like that, and it just allows you to use the surface of the iPad for typing. Great. Who would have thought? What an amazing idea. You can also kind of pick it up like that, which gives it a little bit more of an angle. I believe you can do, stuff like that. You just simply have way more agility with the case. This charges right off of, I don't know, USB-C here. I think I've only charged this since having it, maybe like, the case that is, like 3 or 4 times. The battery lasts forever. You do have a backlit keyboard on this device here, and guess what it has that the Magic Keyboard from Apple does not have? Oh my gosh, function keys. Yes, please. It has, let's see here, a home button, brightness up and down, spotlight search, make your keyboard on the screen appear and reappear, rewind, play, fast forward, volume off, volume down, volume up, lock your iPad. You have a Bluetooth button here, and then you also have a status, a battery status button there. You didn't find those on the Magic Keyboard from Apple. So while I respect Apple's form over function because they make beautiful products that even the unboxing experience of an Apple product is amazing, I went ahead with something like this because A, it's way more cost effective, B, I don't need my iPad to be a computer, and C, I have the ability to have a lot more function over form. And again, this is not a sexy product. It doesn't look as good as the Magic Keyboard from Apple. But if you're looking at that iPad keyboard that Apple has made and you're thinking, man, I wish I had something like that, but I can't spend that much. $50. Now, Logitech also makes other keyboard / trackpad cases for the iPad that you can find all over Amazon. Do some searches, and when you buy a product like this, I would stick with some like name brand stuff like Apple or Logitech or whatever else is out there. A lot of those off-brand products tend to be a little bit finicky and hard to deal with, but this has been a really solid accessory for my iPad that I have loved for, man, when did I get this?
What year is it?
It's been quite a few months, and I'm liking it more than the Magic Keyboard for my iPad from Apple. So I returned that. It was a great experience. I loved trying it out, but this is what I'm sticking with. You don't always have to go with the fanciest thing. Sometimes function over form is what works for you. But if you're one of those form over function people, let me know in the comments. Yeah, who are you? Are you function over form? Are you form over function? Are you a little hybrid of both, depending on what product you're using? Let me know in the comments, and then do all the other things you're supposed to do on a YouTube video. Like, subscribe, tell me how you're doing, and I'll see you in the next video. All applicable links will be down below in the description. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.